Hi.
Hello.
All right. And we are live. Hi to everybody with the episode 3 of the new network show. And you definitely won't believe why Pokimane threw everybody under the bus. I mean, her team and lots of other topics. So, hi, guys.
Hello.
What's going on?
What's
Great
going
to
on?
see everyone. It's great to see. And look, I would throw my team under the bus if I were an attractive woman seeking fame and fortune. So it's no wonder Pokimane has done the same thing. But thankfully, I'm not an attractive woman. But it's great to see everyone in the chat. I hope you're all doing well. Hey, Logan, why don't you pop in? Have a nice cameo and say hi. Your dog said hi before the show started. It was licking Empress all over. And I made the joke, folks, before the show started. If I did that, it would be sexual assault and I'd get thrown in prison and I'd be punched in the nose by Logan. And I said to myself and to these guys, I don't know which is worse, a prison sentence or getting punched in the nose. But it is great to see everyone.
But Logan doesn't live. I have to invite him for the show so he can sit right next to me and we can, we have to do that soon.
We have an open door policy here, folks, like the United States with people. But it's great to see Jay Viper. Well, times
close
can
them
change.
doors.
It's great to see Jay Viper. It's great to see Yasto, Roadkill, of course, Legion, Logan, Clinton. It's great to see Clinton. Great to see Ian. Great to see Van. Great to see Tonder. Who else is here? It's great to see, of course, the host. And it's good to see Helzo as well. Yes?
Yeah, yes? Just said the Finchkin is in the chat.
Oh, yes. I always miss a person for some reason. But it is great to see you all. Here's to a great show. We've caught up with all the chat. And now we're going to catch up with the panel. Bit of a lean panel, folks. It's hard starting a show from scratch. It's much easier to take a show with its own pre-consisting regulars and transfer it. So we're in new territory. We haven't had to make a new show in quite a while, but I'm sure we'll succeed. Okay, we're gonna start off with our official host, who's blending into her surroundings because she's probably wearing green.
Yeah, it's a bit.
I forgot.
Oh well. Good. Just juggling 3 channels and. My educational and absolutely censored OnlyFans, and I just did a very fun video about how to lose bodybuilder physique in some months. It's a very interesting topic. I mean, it's about Chris Bumstead, if you know this guy. He was ex-Mr. Olympia. So just very interesting topics everywhere, and James Gunn and the other universe, and I'm going crazy a bit, but I'm going to totally get used to it. So. It's no problem. Also, scandals in Warhammer universe. Some author wrote gay Eldar, and it's absolute heresy. So, yeah.
Good. And no doubt he'll reach his campaign goals and make more of them, which will then reach their campaign goals. Ladies and gentlemen, John Delafurry, the only guy who can get everything wrong and somehow still have an audience that keeps on growing. Speaking of men who keep on growing, Jay Viper, how have you been since we last had a good talk?
Not too bad. Keeping active, keeping things going, doing my live show. Number 50 happens right after this show. So things are looking good. I can't complain.
Excellent. I'm just having a drink, folks. My back is killing me, which means
that's from your OnlyFans, Ryan? Or
No. Ryan doesn't have an OnlyFans.
No, not yet at least. But if I did have one, they'd pay me to put clothes on. So nobody wants to see a 6'4" mountain man take his clothes off.
That could be profitable.
Oh my!
Make me put on a sock. And you know where?
Oh dear, ladies and gentlemen. But despite the fact that my back is hurting, I'm perfectly fine, and all is well. Okay, don't need to stand. I don't. It's all right, Gamer Empress. I'm just gonna call you Jerry because it's easier. There it is. That's the liquor, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, that's the other pump. That's my baby pump.
Oh, They all
That's
look
my
alike.
11-month-old pom.
He's
Yes.
They
still
all
got the
look
black
alike.
fur. He is a baby.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they all
he's-
look alike, like people. I can't
That's
tell
how
you
you-
what kind of people, but they look alike.
Actually, they're very different. But yeah, I know that's how it looks like from the far away. But he has much shorter muzzle, and
Short
he's
nose.
overall smaller and fluffier.
Ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen, welcome to the pet show. But in all seriousness, I don't need to stand up to be on this show. I don't need to walk to be on this show. So let the show go on. So how about you, Ryan? How have you been since we last had a good talk?
Good. It's been maybe a full, well, not quite 24 hours actually since we talked. So not a whole lot has changed. I got again, busy. Life is busy. Got mom and my sister off in dad's truck to go pick up some of the mom's stuff because again, it's a big ass house, and one person in a 3,000 square foot house is probably a little much. So I'm putting my mom in the basement.
Oh my!
I don't live in the basement. She's gonna live in the basement. So if anybody's
Why
ever like,
don't you all move into the big house?
that is the big house. It's a big ass house, man.
Oh my! But yeah, all sorts of difficulties, folks. Ryan's been going through a lot recently. He's inherited quite a bit of challenges and opportunities, and resources abound. You got to balance everything out. But it's great to have him here, and it's great to have a panel of between 4 to 6. I think is ideal. I think 2 is great if you can bounce off one another. 3, if you have a core group of 3, that's also a good idea, especially if they can all make it. But for a panel show that doesn't turn into a crazy fest, 4 to 6 is the balance. Because I think we've all been on panels of 8, 9, 10.
It gets a little nuts.
Yeah, I remember my mentor telling me the biggest panel he was ever on was a panel of 12, and he just sat back, relaxed, smiled into the camera, and everyone was supporting him in the chat. So yeah, that was a great time. Helzo's on his mobile. You shouldn't have mobiles. They listen to you, apparently. That's why I keep getting chiropractor shorts, because I have a bad back. Oh, that's the computer. That's not the phone. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, since we caught up with the panel, we're going to go straight into the topics. And all of our topics were recommended by our official host. And that's something you're going to see more of as the network develops, because if the hosts can learn and be tutored to understand the format of what we do, then that will give me and my mentor more time to develop new shows so that the structure can be taught to them, so that I can do more in less time. Because that's the key, folks: efficiency. Not working harder, but instead working smarter. But where's my pen? There it is. Just going to write down the timestamp. 8.5 minutes. All righty then, ladies and gentlemen. 8.5 minutes for the following topic, which is in the title, which is a very unique concept for me. Pokimane sides with Asan as animal abuse is endorsed by progressives. And don't bark at me. Don't bark at me. I'm just telling
He's
you.
barking at the progressives.
Exactly. Yes.
So we're going to let our host provide, our official host, provide context for this situation. Take it away, Jerry.
Oh boy. Okay, so yeah, basically the team of Pokimane decided to not air the episode of Hassan that he was on because, well, they probably decided that he is a bag of trash. Who knows? Maybe they have some conscious in there. And Pokimane came out after that and basically said something along the lines that she will go like a meeting and things will be reconsidered or whatever. It's good to put this on screen, actually, if we can.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Sure. Give me a moment.
I can also put it on screen if you wish.
Yep, by all means.
Okay.
It's your show, after all.
Here it is.
Oh, look. DMs.
Sorry, that was on. Thank God there was nothing important there. So yeah,
No. My mentor would never showcase sensitive material in a woman's DMs. No,
Because he doesn't get
he
them.
would. No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Exactly. Take it away.
yes. So Pokimane and Lily Pichu, who I never heard in my life, announced that they have canceled their scheduled podcast episode with Hassan. I did not feel right uploading tomorrow's episode at this moment in time. And then this is the post. Yeah, you see it. Small update. Hey, taste buds. What? This is a tough one to write, but we wanted to give you all heads up that we unfortunately going to be missing our first scheduled Saturday video tomorrow. We've been watching the recent drama unfold concerning our guest, and it's been getting intense. We had a serious talk as a crew, and we all agreed that it did not feel right uploading tomorrow's episode in this moment in time. Our community is our favorite thing, and the reason we do this is to create a space that is comfy as always in a true escape. We do not want to impact the cozy atmosphere we've all
Ugh.
built together. Thanks for always supporting our vision for a fun, positive place to hang out. See you all next week. So that
You
was
know-
from the team.
Guys, in all seriousness, Sweet and Sour should have Hassan on regularly, and then it can be called the Sweet, Sour, and Shit podcast. But thank you to Roadkill for the $10 banger. We appreciate you, my good man, in which you say the following, quote, I refuse to Donna. Wait. Well, you can have Donna if you want, Roadkill, and no one's stopping you from having Donna.
No,
Thank you so much.
he's saying I am Donna because he is trans. He's a part of the LGBT
my.
community. So
Oh.
yeah, shout out to
he,
Roadkill.
he misspelt Dan, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm.
Thank you to Furious Dan for the $2 donation. I just dropped all my pens and pencils.
Furious
But thank you to Furious Dan for a $2 donation saying, hey, Digny, boat for brother Roger. Dan, we talked about this. I'm not giving a boat to an Indian. But thank you for your donation, nevertheless. Like the stream, share the stream. Donations are always welcome, and we appreciate you all. Please continue, Jerry.
Yes. By the way, my name is pronounced Gary because a lot of people totally mistake it.
Okay, Jerry.
But it's Gary. Gary. You know.
Okay,
With an H,
Gamer
GH.
Empress.
Gamer Empress. Okay. Better. So Pokimane has responded after Sweet and Sour staff posted the statement without her approval. I'm not sure what exactly. I mean, I read it somewhere what she said. Basically, what I said that she's like, "Oh, we're gonna call a meeting. We're gonna take a hiatus." I don't know where
Yeah, I
that.
think it's in that. I think it's in that link. That's actually a link. That picture. That's the
Yeah,
link for the article.
Crisis
They're all in the
averted.
comments.
All the pens and pencils that fell are now back in their white box. But
Can't see that from here, unfortunately.
I think if
Nah.
you click that picture under it, go down. It's actually a
Yeah.
link. It looks down the next
Yeah,
one
it
under
is a link.
reply. Yeah,
one
the
right below it.
Dexerto reply. Scroll down.
Uh-huh.
Click that
You
picture.
can
Click
click
it.
that right there.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Oh,
actually
yeah.
a link. Yeah, it's
It takes you to
Tricky.
an article.
I'm
Sorry, yeah.
outsourcing the training, ladies and gentlemen. I am a genius. This is
I
fantastic.
know.
But no, in all seriousness, folks, we have to understand that during a controversial situation or when someone is the topic of the day, in a negative way, it can be very, very dangerous to collaborate with said
Mhm.
creator, no matter how prominent or well known or well respected they are. So it's understandable why Pokimane would take this decision from a pragmatic perspective. Yet I've always believed pragmatism to be the enemy of principle. So I'm in two minds about this. But it's
Mhm.
clear that Sweet and Sour will collaborate with Shit as soon as the controversy blows over, and then they'll air whatever talk they had because it was pre-recorded, so they can keep it for years and release it until this this dies down.
Yeah, they could hold on to it for a while. So she goes on to say, I think it's down. Yeah, here it is. The episode was supposed to air, but the staff is the one that revolted. Like they weren't going to release it or something. Does anyone totally buy that she isn't the one that had to do with them holding it, and now she's blaming staff?
Yeah, I don't believe that shit at all. Like this is the chick that loves attention. I mean, I guess maybe she could just do a nip slip again, and then like we'll move on from it, and we'll everybody will focus on that. So I mean, she's also at the same time too. I would say that the name of this is actually slightly racist, by their standards. But given the fact that the Asian girl is definitely not sour, it's Pokimane who's the sour one about everything. It actually works. So. These are just awful people. Well, I don't know the other girl. I can't really say that, but you're a little guilty by your association somewhat. I'm sorry, because you're standing next to two horrendous individuals who have horrendous takes on everything, and then they just run around and call everybody racist and all that kind of garbage. When they're the filthy, vile people that are on the internet. And who watches these people? I didn't know she had a podcast.
Well,
I don't know where the podcasts are coming from. I didn't know that either.
Lots of people support the opposition for obvious reasons, folks, because this isn't the first time we've talked about the dog abuser having a massive audience, and we need to understand, unfortunately, the West is not the world, and the majority of planet Earth, both in terms of land and population, consider dogs to be either food or sex objects. And I'm not making a joke of that. It's true. It is true, folks. They're treated so badly by our standards. It's absolutely unbelievable. But I think this whole situation is just an opportunity for Pokimane to just clear house, clear out the rebels, clear out the people who question her within her own organization, and bring in some loyalists, because these people constantly purity spiral. It's constant. So the idea that this is not airing because of behind the scenes revolt, lady, it's a recording.
Right.
It's a recording. This isn't done live. It's not as if your mods just decided to band together and be like, nah, we're not going to support you having this guy on, because you guys are not ideologically diverse enough to have that many rebels. Right. Our side does. You've got libertarians, conservatives, moderates, zealots. So if your side were like that, maybe I'd buy into it, but I don't.
Yeah, I don't. I don't think so. I think they made the call. It's just like recently with Valkyrie, right? Where she said she DM'd Asmongold. So then she ended up having to apologize to her audience because she dared to talk to him about getting advice. I think it's the same thing. They made this call. They got blowback for not airing the Hassan thing. And so she's like, it wasn't me. It was my staff, because she'll never take any kind of accountability. There's no accountability here. It's my staff, and we're going to restructure the staff. I don't believe her for a second.
And even if this was live, guys, you'd have to consider how many conditions someone like Hassan would be making to collaborate with another prominent live streamer. So, for future reference, maybe you should make pre-recordings, so then you won't have to deal with any potential backlash.
Yeah.
Okay, so hear what she's saying. The episode was supposed to air as usual, but staff refused to upload it out of fear. It caused drama and also posted the statement without my approval. Sorry, guys. We talk about everything on this week's episode and go on hiatus afterwards to restructure. Oh my gosh, this is so horrible. Oh boy.
I'm just gonna say one thing, right? The first paragraph is bullshit, because who in their right mind, right, would outsource their scheduling and arrangements to someone else, okay? Unless that person is extremely experienced in their own right, you shouldn't be doing that. And the only kind of person who would have that much experience is a fellow creator who fell on hard times and can't enter this space in a natural way. Maybe it's because, certain groups don't want them there. But that lady commands and controls her own community. In fact, I'd say almost universally, with the network we're building being one of the few exceptions, almost every creator community is top down. The host and the founder is in charge. They are the dictator. It's my way or the highway. If you don't like it, at best, you're not going to be on. At worst, go fuck yourself. That sort of thing. So for her to make this argument is just complete nonsense.
Yeah, it really is because, quite frankly, I can despise her all I want as a human, just a human being, because I think she's awful. I don't care for the content she makes because it's aimed at, unfortunately, pubescent and prepubescent boys. Probably the majority of her audience. She's the biggest creator in that picture. Like, so if she's saying if my stuff got hijacked by my team, you're full of shit. You can fire them. Like, you're administrator on everything. If you have a rogue mod who decides to be a jerk, what can you do? All you'd have to do is go in and you hit the X button and they're gone. Like, no more mod status.
Well, I can tell you this, folks, from my mentor who ran his own show, who was on plenty of panel shows, participated with many creative communities. He made it clear to me that the host and founder of each one of those shows was prominent enough and well known enough to be like, look, if you don't want to abide by the way I do things, there's the door. Go and leave. If you don't leave, I'll take my own show. I'll find new people and we'll start again. That sort of thing, folks. The idea that this prominent creator has a backstage revolt, it's ridiculous. Because left-wing channels don't structure themselves that way. Right-wing channels don't even structure themselves that way. As I said before, whoever is the host and founder, it's their way or the highway. They're like a dictator. With the network, which is one of the rare exceptions, you've got 4 shows within the network. You've got the central hub that makes the videos for the network shows. It's much more of a democratic structure and a meritocratic structure as well, which I'm quite proud of. We're going against the grain, and I think that's a good thing, personally.
Yeah, she's doing what she always does. She's playing the victim, like, oh, I didn't mean for my boob to pop out.
Yeah. Meanwhile, she had a pasty on it, ready for the pop out.
Yeah, I had a 2-day ban. Boo hoo me, like anybody else. Like even the lady, who's up top here. Like, quite frankly, I'm not saying she would ever do that, but like if supposedly, if you have the wrong opinions and you do some stupid shit like that, you're gone. Like, you're just gone. But no, she has the right opinions. She has for Twitch as a platform, because it's run by, Amazon, far left Amazon, which, yeah, there are certain branches of Amazon that do good stuff. I mean, but the long and the short of it is she's full of shit. It's just another way for me. It's not my fault, guys. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
It's like, still love me, please. It's like, how empty is your life that you got to lie so people still appreciate you?
And how long could this? Well, how long could this hiatus go on?
You're a psychopath, but eventually people are gonna see what is happening, because I just can't imagine, even if you're from the left, you support horrible animal abuse. The amounts of clips that just came out of, from Hassan, and how he abused his dog more, even when she was a baby. I just watched that before the stream. Like, whatever political views you have, how can you stand for this? I would just drop everything and be like, this guy should go to jail. That end of story. What politics? I don't understand.
I think people need to understand that the more popular you are and the more connected you are, the more you can get away with egregious things, and the more likely you will be defended for doing or saying egregious things. I have
people are still defending him. They're still all over him, defending him all over the place, saying it was just an air. Today I got it was just an AirTag caller. I'm like, what are you talking about? He showed us the caller.
And now
that
the
is
new
why
version is that she didn't have color at all. Now
I
she's saying
know.
that she didn't have color at all, so we didn't see it, but it was there, but we didn't see it. We imagined it. All
We
of
saw
us.
this collar on her. Then the next day, after he altered the collar, he brought out the collar and said, "This is the collar everyone's talking about." And there was literally said the one they saw, right? The one from the day before. He pulled out the collar. Now he's like, "There's no collar."
Yeah.
don't let facts get in the way of a
God.
good narrative, and that's
Yeah, no, it's fun.
exactly what we are seeing from Hassan and his cabal and his cadres. It's this is the narrative we're pushing. You step outside of that narrative, then you're no longer part of our group, and if you're no longer part of our group, then you will sink without us.
Mhm.
This is exactly how these oligarchs, these content creator, streamer oligarchs work. You either do as I say, or we will isolate you, condemn you, or contain you. They will condemn you, contain you, and ultimately destroy you. And that's why I think what we are doing here in the network is absolutely vital, because it's not a top down thing, it's far more of a bottom up thing. And once this all blows over, because it will blow over, folks, I know people aren't going to like me saying that, but all topics of the day ultimately blow over. They'll air this, it'll get great views, it'll be a great collaboration, and both sides will probably gain support as a result, because that is the game that content creators and live streamers play. And one day, Hassan will gain more support. One day, he will cross a red line that he cannot come back from. And it won't be dog abuse, it'll be killing someone.
Something like that. I mean, what's
I
next?
mean,
What's left? What else is there to do?
I
Exactly.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, he's clearly unhinged, as you can see. Like he has like little meltdowns on camera all the time. I mean, I know that everybody gets stressed out and like has like a bad day, but like this guy is constantly melting down and then talking about violence against the people he doesn't like. Not
Mhm.
not as in like, I think they need to be punched in the face, but as in like he goes into specific detail again, and this is one of his most famous clips of the streets need to run red. I'm not going to continue that with anything
Mhm.
else, but you can understand where it's going. And he just says it, and it just whips stuff out like that. It's like, dude, you've thought about this.
Mhm. Oh yeah. He fantasizes about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And watch in the coming weeks and months the anti-dog propaganda that will start to come out of the left, that they're spreaders of disease, that they kill children, that they're a danger to public safety, that their dog fowl causes diseases, because that's if you want to win a culture war, it's got nothing to do with truth, and it's got everything to do with a good, solid narrative. Because as we've seen, the truth doesn't convince people. A good damn story does. A good damn narrative does. What we should do, and what we should all try to do, is to come up with a strong narrative with the truth at its core.
Mm-hmm. I think there is one. It's just, man, his followers don't care. They're like, they're just using this to get him. We need his voice. Support,
Mm-hmm.
support.
Yeah, he,
Mhm.
he he speaks the truth. Revolution losers. And I'm waiting for them to turn around and be like, well, there are certain cultures that actually eat dogs because it's just food to them.
Oh,
And
it's
if you don't
coming.
and if you don't understand that, it's because you're a racist bigot. And it's like going,
Exactly.
okay.
Exactly. And then they can use most East Asian countries as a reference. Even our allies use pets as dogs, the Japanese and the South Koreans, the Taiwanese. And then after that, they'll push the narrative of, well, certain groups around the world like to pleasure animals. And then they can reference the Middle
Oh,
East and
Mm-hmm.
particularly Colombia, because as the Grand Tour taught us, during the Colombia special, that certain Colombians have sex with donkeys. And I'm
Yep.
not kidding. That's not a joke. They do.
Nope.
I
And
have no word.
Yeah, just to preface the Middle Eastern culture,
Oh,
there's unfortunately there is a sect of Middle Eastern culture that feels
oh,
it's okay to use young boys
yep,
as a way to pleasure themselves for men, because
yep,
Mhm.
women are meant to be married and young boys are meant to be a
yep.
tool, and this goes throughout world history, unfortunately, but if you want to take advice from these people, you want to use them as a standard. Like, it's like, okay, dude, you do you. I'm
And
just I'm gonna
and
walk this way.
Mhm.
and now you know, guys and gal. Now you know where Hassan Piker gets his audience.
Mm-hmm. Ding
Because
ding
I don't
ding.
think
Uh,
the majority of it is Western. Go ahead, Empress.
uh,
Go on.
for me, this topic is especially painful because,
Yeah.
again, I have three doggies and I
Mhm.
really
Mhm.
love animals. And for me, it's just absolutely insane and extremely evil to ever hurt anything, let alone how he does it. Like, there's no words for that. So, again, Pokimane or whoever, if I was her, because she already has her own following, she has her own career. I doubt that she has anything that, I mean, whatever Hassan can do to her, it's probably not that much in
Mhm.
comparison to what she already has built. So I don't understand why uh,
Oh.
it's more important to uh, be a complete trash of a human being, which we all gonna remember, or forget about Hassan, try to save the dog somehow because she
Mm.
has influence. Like, people already offering to take the dog and take care of it. Like, why not go to that side of being a human being, like a good
Mm.
one, rather than being a crazy person that will lick the ass of Hassan for what reason exactly? I
Hey,
mean,
hey,
Ideology. That's
hey,
why they match ideology. Remember, Pokimane is one of the people who played Among Us with
mhm.
AOC,
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
Ilan Omar, Rakita
yep,
Tlaib.
yep.
She's one of the people that played with them and gave them no pushback as they were talking their nonsense.
Or to
So
put it
it's
another
all about
way,
ideology
or
with them.
Or to put it another way, Empress, a good person isn't necessarily a good content creator. And you
Mhm.
would be very surprised if Pokimane went against the grain, condemned Hassan, condemned his actions as an animal abuser, how quickly she would be isolated,
Oh
condemned,
yeah.
suppressed, and ultimately destroyed by her once allies in the
Yeah.
progressive streaming sphere because they're an oligarchy. They are a clique. You do as we say, not as we do, but you do as we say. You climb the greasy pole. You stay in your lane. We'll
Toe the
fill
line.
your pocket with cash if
Yep.
you just shut your mouth when we tell you to and speak your mouth when we tell you to. And that's why, personally, I am against cliques. I am against creator oligarchies. I think it takes all sorts to be a content creator.
I'll be
Of
back.
course, there are always risks in having that mindset, but those risks are far less than that of building such a dangerous, poisonous sphere that could destroy us all and encourage no one to carry on our journey. As Sandfall Interactive made it clear, what we do are for those who come after.
yeah,
Clearly.
I mean, my point is that if she is she's not, but if she was like a real person with a character, she would take all of the hate from her group or whatever, take
Mm.
every possible beat down from them, who cares? And she's gonna have a lot more fans and supporters on the other side, on our side, and she can still be Pokimane, be famous, and have a ton of money. It's just that she's gonna take a bit of bull crap from the left, and then she's gonna just turn on our side and be more
Oh,
successful on that side. But she will never do that because she doesn't have the backbone for this
Oh,
and
she
whatever.
won't do it because she'll be the Gina Carano of streamers.
Great, amazing image. Do it, Pokimane. Like, why not?
She
Do it.
doesn't.
Do it. Run one. It's worth
She
it.
she enjoys being loved way too much. She is the definition of an attention whore, and that's what she does. She feeds off of it, and she sits there and talks about, it on stream about, the pores and stuff like that. Well, she probably has a a Lamborghini or something psychotic. The biggest streamers are oftentimes the worst people. Look, I can two are on this photo right now. Yeah, Pokimane, awful person. She has the soul of a bridge troll. Hassan Piker, quite frankly, might need to be put against the wall. And you have like Alinity who freaking whatever she did with her, throwing her cat across the way. And then you have people like, it's just they have the worst opinions and they have the largest audiences.
Yep.
I mean, you really can't compare to like standard people. I mean, that who try to build their way up. I mean, I know somebody who's prominent in our space is Gary from Nerdrotic. He has probably a fraction of the audience that Pokimane does, and Hassan.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, it's like and that's an actual good success story. Dude went to prison, made a lot of mistakes in his life, recovering, addict of pretty much everything, and flips his life around, and he's the one that these losers on here, they would call him racist and sexist and all kinds of crazy shit because he has the wrong opinions about things. So it's always the bad people that get elevated. It's just the way, unfortunately, it's the way our world is.
Exactly.
Because
that's why I said to Jose, everyone else knows him as Jace. It's like, you want to be a great content creator, Jose, you got to stab people in the back. You got to throw them under the bus. You got to climb the greasy pole. And that's what he was referencing on his Rumble show while he was criticizing Rumble. And then the Rumble CEO, using his Perplexity AI to scan what everyone's saying, flagged him on Rumble. Completely insane, folks, which just goes to show that this clique oligarchy poison is not just exclusive to YouTube or to Twitch. It's also on alternative platforms as well. So that is why I am in favor of doing what we are doing and building things from the bottom up, not from the top down. It's great to see Tylenol the Kid. What a name that is. Pokimane is autist for Pokemon, which is a great way to wrap up this topic, I think.
Yeah, well, finally, I just want to say that I just want to see one of those crazy left people turn it around and change because of this case.
Mac.
Because everything was crossed. I just want to see that. I know that it's very hard to do. I know that maybe nobody's gonna change ever, but for the animals, for the freaking evil they have to recognize this is one of the evilest things that you can commit in this world. Is to hurt an innocent animal. You have no idea how they suffer. It's totally different to how a human suffers. They cannot explain to themselves. They cannot process this. They don't have a thought. They just suffer. It's a lot worse than what we endure, actually. So freaking hell, man. I just want people to know that, and some of them to just turn things around, because this is insane. This is like, freaking recognize this, leftist. What you're doing is evil. God, just change. That's what I want.
No, they'd rather you die than them changing. Sorry to end this topic on a dark note, but if you want a concrete example, folks, of a left winger turning things around and seeing sense and then ultimately going nuts, check out Melanie Mac, folks, especially on the Quartering show. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've covered this topic quite well. Solid. Yeah, that's a new word. A solid 30 minutes. So we're gonna talk about this next topic. 39 minutes dead. All right then. 2.2 is the following: is Disney done with DEI as Tangled remake gets a white actress? Now, those both are question marks, but our official host recommended this topic, so why don't you provide some context?
Oh, yes, of course. Here we are. So Disney is set to hire a white actress to star in the latest reboot after dumping DEI amid woke fury. Oh my gosh. Am I dreaming here? Am I dreaming? So
This
finally,
isn't Dylan Mulvaney, is it?
where?
No, I was making a joke about white actress.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, you say you're making a joke, but it could be very true because
Don't
again,
scare
Dylan
me.
Mulvaney was actually in the theater on and they now these people call him a woman. So no, that could easily fit in right there. As much as that's a joke, it's also serious.
Yeah, please don't
You've just
scare me.
described me and my mentor, trying to be funny and serious at the same time. Go ahead, Empress. Go on.
Okay, so Disney is reportedly set to ditch its DEI focused casting and hire a white actress for its latest live action reboot as the company attempts to end its run of box office bombs. The studio has suffered a string of flops in recent years after recasting previously white characters with actors of color, including Latina actress Rachel Zegler as Snow White earlier this year. Ziegler's outspoken pro-Palestine social media posts also led to criticism of Disney, which suffered a 50 million loss from the movie. The
That
poor
it.
box office.
That
What?
it. I think that's being quite conservative in how much money that Snow White lost. Now, folks, if Arabs actually went to the cinema, then Zegler's outspoken pro-Palestinian views would have probably made Disney a profit. And I think this is the biggest problem with Disney and all of these companies is that they're not financially motivated anymore and haven't been for quite a while. They're ideologically motivated, and that motivation stems from we have to destroy the past to build the future. And it's all built from this concept where the glories of the past have to be destroyed, all national traditions and norms have to be wiped out in view of the fact that we need this brave new world 1984 global way of looking at things where you get fined and thrown in prison for not recycling. So take it away, Empress. You laugh, but that is literally a thing in the
It just
UK.
sounded funny. It just sounded funny.
Hold,
So, the poor box office showing led Disney to shelve its plans to remake Rapunzel, fearing a woke rebrand of the blonde-haired character could repeat its dismal, dismal showing. But now the movie has since been relaunched, fueling speculation over who could be cast to hinge the blockbuster's fortunes on. Industry insider Matthew Belloni, which sounds like a bologna sandwich or bologna salami, revealed that Disney exclusives told him that the anti-woke shift within the company is now well known. I hope to God Disney is about to cast a new Rapunzel in the revived live-action remake of Tangled, he wrote in his Puck newsletter. I'll bet you the price of that long braided wig that the gig will go to a white actress. Oh my gosh, hopefully.
Oh,
Yeah,
people need to understand that if they do this, they cast a blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman in the Tangle remake, and it makes bank. Disney are going to face a hailfire of pressure in that they are catering to white supremacist needs, and the company will be wiped out in a different way because the opposition we are facing, folks. There's a reason all of these corporations are bending the knee to it because if Disney decide to go against the grain, the powers that be that you don't see on the surface will come out of the woodwork and try their level best to wipe out this company. And believe you me, you don't stay in power by doing things piecemeal. That's all I'm going to say in that regard. So good luck to Disney in doing this. Fingers crossed it doesn't kill your company for different reasons.
yeah, there's more though, and there's more. So while he stopped short of naming any names, Scarlett Johansson is being eyed. Sorry, is being eyed to. I just thought that she's like gonna be Rapunzel. I'm like, what? So I too star as Mother Goldhill. I don't know how to read that in the new
Gothel.
movie Reports Variety. Mother what?
Gothel.
Gothel. Okay.
Yeah.
Production of the reboot was paused back in April following Snow White's dismal box office performance. That's probably abysmal, but I don't see the other letter. For some reason, there is not one. Disney
No,
and Ziegler.
it was written. It was probably written by an American empress, so no wonder you're having trouble saying it in English. Because an American typed this up. Before we continue, Ryan, do you have any thoughts on this so far?
I do. They said Snow White lost probably $50 million. Is that's what they
Yes.
said?
Yeah, that's what's
No.
written.
No. Snow White didn't lose $50 million. Its box office was $205.7 million. The budget was estimated to be 240 to 270 million. It's called the rule of three because the theater takes half a cut, and then of course the production budget probably 350 to 400 million dollars lost on this stupid movie because Rachel Zegler can't get out of her own way. First off, she can kick rocks. Good riddance to trash. But no, Disney I don't think they've learned their lesson in any way, shape, or form. They're saying on the face of it, like, hey guys, we understand that, like, you guys have problems with this, but they continue to have box office bomb after box office bomb. Tron Ares seems to be the newest one. And I'm a big fan of the Tron series. The first movie is great. The second movie I think is incredible. And then this third movie, from everything I've heard about it, I haven't seen it yet, but everything I know about it thus far, you took characters from the last movies. You went, we don't need them. It's fine. It's like, no, it's not fine. Like you could have easily look. I think Olivia Wilde is a weirdo, and she is. But she still needed to be in the fucking movie, and she wasn't in the movie. They continue to make bad decision after bad decision. And no, I don't believe this crap. I really don't. I think this is basically counting your chickens before they've hatched. And that's usually what the media does with Disney. They give them the benefit of the doubt. And then later on, everybody's like, oh, that was a piece of shit. Why did I watch that?
Yeah, I'm personally very disappointed by all the castings of all the actresses in general, especially when they casted Ariel. And I'm like, a black girl? What?
Mhm.
So basically, when you go back and you check other things before, all the women that have red hair are like switched now. They're black. So I'm like, well, if anybody has to play me in the movie someday, I'm gonna be a black woman. Great.
I will make sure. I will make sure until the end of time that if this show ever gets remaked, the lady does not get turned into a black person. I don't care if it's 2,500. That ain't ever happening on a network show.
I
Never.
mean, it's gonna be so freaking racist, to switch people like that. Just it's nuts. And there were some rumors circulating a few years back that they're going to remake Xena, and even some people said, "Why not make her a black woman?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And this is me being livid. So I don't know how you can imagine this, but I'm exploding. So
Michelle
I'm like,
Obama, a Xena warrior princess, ladies and gentlemen.
she is Greek. Greek
Keep
with
that
blue
sword
eyes.
away from me, Michael. Keep it away. Keep it away from me.
This is travesty. Just as much as I will hate if somebody casts a white person to play T'Challa, in the same manner, I will be so pissed if somebody plays a white character when they're black. I just can't, especially not someone so iconic. This is absolute heresy in Warhammer terms. So, yeah.
What's heretical is that Wakanda even exists in fantasy. But in all seriousness, Empress, why don't you finish quoting this article?
Yes. Disney and Ziegler were trashed for tearing apart the beloved classic. Ziegler, in particular, came under fire for her takes on the classic plot from 1937, such as saying that the prince literally stalks the princess and said the love story was weird. You are weird. You have no idea, Rachel Zegler, what love is. You're so dumb. I'm just so pissed. Sorry.
That's
This
all
was
right.
retarded, by the way. I remember that because
Mhm.
she is trashing a classical tale that's so beautifully made. Just look at that. It's so old, but it's made in such an amazing way. It has a soul, and
Mhm.
it's a love story. It's
Well,
beautiful. Like the
well,
prince saves the
think
prince.
think
What?
think of it this way, Empress. Right? Think of the leftist mindset. Anything made before 1945 has to be evil because before 1945 we allowed a murderous ideology to exist in the world, and because we allowed that, we're evil by us. So our ancestors were evil, so we are evil. So this has to be destroyed. This is how left wing people think. This is why they want to destroy history, destroy the past. Okay, not they'll rewrite their own bloody history.
Oh
They'll
yeah, they
do that
will.
till the cows come home, but they will destroy your history because it was part of a time where this group of people who we utterly despise, supposedly, did bad things. We're dealing
Yeah,
with people,
Colonialism.
literally, we're dealing with people who think the world started in 1945.
Mhm.
yeah. I don't think that they think. I mean, if they
Mm.
thought anything, would be great. But everything that they say that comes out of their mouth is just emotion. That's not
Mhm.
supplemented by thinking at all. And by the way, they also try to rewrite our books here, our history books as well, to basically
Mhm.
try to paint it as we were never under the Turkish slavery. We were totally fine. Nobody tried to, change our fate and beat us and rape us every 5 seconds. That never happened. The
Or,
Turkish
or
people are
they,
fine.
they should ask a question in Bulgarian schools. What was worse, 50 years of communist occupation or 500 years of Islamic occupation? And debate as to which is worse. But
Yeah,
no, you should.
definitely the Islamic thing. I
Exactly.
mean, they freaking boiled people in vats, and I've seen this with my own eyes. They're
Mm.
kept in like one famous church of ours. So
I'm
the
definitely not taking notes right now, folks. I'm not taking notes. But
okay,
please,
just
but please, Empress, finish off the quoting
I'm
of this
finishing. I'm
article.
finishing. Sorry. The actress casting was not the only criticism, as fans took issue with Disney ditching the seven dwarf characters in favor of a diverse group of magical creatures of all heights, gender, and race.
That thing's crazy too because they had the dwarves filmed. They were in the movie, and because of what's his face from Game of
Peter
Thrones
Dinklage.
complained about it, they cut them
Peter
all out,
Dinklage.
took their jobs
Yeah.
Fuck
away,
Peter
and
Dinklage.
replaced them with animations.
Tyrion
Yeah.
Lannister is the only dwarf that should exist in pop culture.
I
And look,
guess.
Peter Dinklage is an incredible actor, but to shoot your mouth off because you're fucking drunk, which he was drunk on that podcast, by the way, when
I'm
he was,
sure.
it's so discriminatory to, dude, shut the hell up. You basically climbed the ladder as like a famous person and
Because
a
he had to.
massively
Was he
beloved
short?
character, and then he decided to drop kick the ladder out from under everybody else.
He
Like,
did.
what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like
it's
Yeah,
wrong.
this was a role for a people of a certain demographic who could be considered a minority because they are, and you just went, fuck that, because you know what? It's discriminatory. Again, these narcissistic pieces of crap just destroy everything all
I
the
think they
time.
killed Willow's season 2 for that same
Yeah.
thing because it all happened at the same time.
yeah.
Not
So
that
think
that
that-
show
had-
had any redeeming qualities with all
Well-
the crazy shit that was going on in there, but
Yeah, I don't think
Well-
the drinking of the bug, let's just say white stuff at the end, really probably killed that too.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah,
So
you had to turn the chick into a girl boss lesbian. That was another
I-
thing they had to do and had to do it.
I don't want my brain filled with that information. The less said about Willow, the better. But the struggling production that followed Disney's previous rollout of The Little Black Mermaid in 2023, which was also scathed for its why is woke in quotes reimagining of the classic.
Because
Black
that's how they view it.
actress.
It's woke, quoted
Yeah.
woke.
Well, let's quote black then. A black actress, Haley Berry or whatever you pronounce
Halle
it,
Berry, yeah.
Halle
Yeah,
Berry.
was
No,
cast as
Bailey.
Ariel.
Halle Bailey, sorry.
Bailey.
in the main role. Look, if they were named names we could pronounce, we wouldn't have a problem. While Melissa McCarthy, who eats too many donuts, was also criticized for saying that she based her villain Ursula on drag queens. Well,
Oh my god, that's so horrible. That
The
was
original was too, I think, though.
Yeah,
She
the
looked like
original
one.
was too. So I mean,
Oh.
I will.
the bird.
Oh my god, Aquafina! Like, get the. Who the hell thought this was a great idea to put her in anything ever? And
No,
look,
I think Ryan, I think it was a fantastic idea to cast a black woman as a bird.
Aquafina's
that's-
not black; she's Asian.
She's
she
Asian,
is
but
Asian, but she
like-
acts like she's black. That's
Yeah.
why it's
Exactly.
screwed up. And look, I'm not gonna say anything.
I can't
horrible
tell the
about
difference.
Halle Bailey. She can actually, I think she can sing somewhat. And if you wanted to cast her as Tiana, that's great. Fine, I don't care. That fits the character. But Ariel, the hell are you talking about? Like, can we
Here's
just
the
like?
fish.
Like, so now Tiana needs to be a white girl, and to balance it out. And they're like, "Oh, well, that's racist, dude." It's like,
She
oh,
looks
yeah,
like a
it's-
Klingon, bro. You got her as one of the princesses in
She's-
Disney.
She has a certain feature. I know,
Scroll down.
a couple features.
Please.
Like, what the fuck?
Oh my god. I mean, how is her father did all of those diverse kids, by the way? I saw a picture of the movie with all the other mermaids. They're all like different races. I'm like, what is this guy doing? How?
He's fucking around and finding out is what
Yeah.
he's doing. He's turning his underwater kingdom into the next Yugoslavia is what he's doing. Okay?
But somehow everyone are distinctively another race. They're not mixed. They're distinctively another race. So how is that possible, genetically?
Yeah, true. That's true.
It's
so
because-
fun. Oh.
It's because he experiments on the women. He doesn't have sex with them. But
No,
what's
no,
very
no.
what's very interesting about this situation, folks, and it needs to be pointed out, is no matter which direction Disney goes, and this goes for all of these entertainment-based companies, they will not prevail because they are remnants. To use a leftist talking point, they're remnants of a decadent past. They've had their time to shine. Disney is over a century years old, man. Imagine us living to a century. We're not at our best at 100 years old, folks. In fact, we're in the final furlong and the race is about to end. And that is what Disney should be in now. This should be their sunset period, and now we move on to something bigger, better, and brighter. For decades now in our pop culture, we're clinging on to institutions that not only do not deserve to exist, but had their time. It's time for a new era now, which is inevitable in every generation. But fortunately and unfortunately, boomers seem to be immortal for some reason, but they have had their time to shine. They will ultimately fade away because as of the making of this live stream, because you never know what the future holds, we haven't conquered death. And I think that's just as much a positive as it is a negative when you see all the crazy things going on, because ultimately we're all gonna go eventually.
Yeah.
So
Well, I just want to say about Peter Dinklage that he's an asshole and he just wants to cut everybody else and he should be the only dwarf and nobody else should work. I mean, how is that not racist and discriminatory? Like, what is he talking about? These movies, like Snow White, are one of the only types of movies that you can actually hire dwarf actors to finally play in something. They're the only hope,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they're
this is-
typecast.
They're
They're typecast. There's nothing they can do about it.
Well, Peter Dinklage, in fact, as an actor, he is of the mindset, and he's always been of this mindset, right? He was even of this mindset when he was on Game of Thrones. He made it quite clear that he didn't want to be typecast. He wanted not only himself, but dwarves as a whole to be considered as just actors and actresses. So he's always held that understanding, right? But as a result of having that understanding, he has kicked the ladder out from under others because You have to see things as they are, not as you want them to be. And that's his big problem. Not every dwarf can be the next Tyrion Lannister. There aren't many roles that can really penetrate the zeitgeist for a dwarf actor to be in a mainstream production. Okay. Thank you to Tomby for the raid. We appreciate you, my good man. Folks, go and check out the real Tomby. He has a lot of great videos, especially in regards to setting up shows, developing videos, that sort of thing. He is a great guy in
Thank you,
in
Tomby.
this
Thank you, Tomby. Thank you.
community. Mhm.
Thank you.
So that's why Peter Dinklage has the mindset that he has. But Jay is definitely right in that he did throw all of his people, for lack of a better term, under the bus.
Exactly. Ridiculous. Absolutely hypocritical, ridiculous. He's preaching discrimination while discriminating his own people. Well, isn't that just like leftist people?
Well,
Yep.
that's the mindset. I mean, we talked a little bit about it in the last topic. It's very simple in life, not just in content creation, not just in in the entertainment industry, but in life in general. It seems that you want to succeed, be a bad person. That's the world. Let's just say the Western world, because we all live and operate in the Western world. It seems in the Western world, we have developed a culture where you want to succeed, you want to live a peaceful and prosperous life. Well, you gotta stab your neighbor in the back. You gotta throw your colleagues under the bus. You gotta climb the greasy pole. You gotta think about cash is king, baby. You gotta make that money for yourself and do what you want to do and benefit solely yourself. Okay, you win. By you winning, someone else loses, and if you lose, that means someone else has won. And we've cultivated that culture, and that culture, unfortunately, is poisonous, folks, and it's seeping everywhere. I don't know how to change that. Okay. The left want to change it by destroying history and destroying reality. Okay. That's how they want to change that, because they're all for addressing inequality and creating this equal society where some people are more equal than others. But they recognize one thing that is absolutely true, and that is there is something deeply wrong with how we live today. Unfortunately.
Indeed.
Sounds like
Yeah.
a very miserable way to live. Very lonely way to live.
Very,
Just
very
trying to sit
miserable.
at the top by yourself. Nobody else wants to be around you.
Not only that, but they're delusional all the time. Like nothing,
Mm.
what they think, what they say, what they feel, everything is fake. Everything's based on nothing. Like a black hole basically is their base for everything.
Well,
That's how-
Logan
Yeah.
makes I'm inclined to call Logan your boyfriend, Empress, even if that isn't
Not-
true.
Okay.
Because you invite him over. So I don't know. I really don't know. But
Yeah,
Logan
he's
makes
been my friend for many years. I mean,
good. He's your friend. So that's
normal. I would
Um,
invite Helgi to be here, but he's busy.
good. Oh my. But
I mean,
But Logan makes a great point about Peter Dinklage making a movie in Bulgaria, so his career isn't doing great now. That's
Yeah.
true of all the Game of Thrones actors and actresses, because Game of Thrones, folks, and I've watched most of Game of Thrones, not the last 2 seasons for obvious reasons. That is the perfect definition of a great show with a bad legacy, which is why it is so important. So important if you're making something, especially if it's something great, to finish it well. Because if you don't finish it well, it could ruin not only your career, but the careers of others as well. Remember when Game of Thrones was literally the show for five, maybe 5 to 6 years, right?
Yeah. Just wait
And-
for that
and-
theme music to hit.
Hmm?
You know what I'm saying?
And what is its
Oh.
legacy? Its legacy is as a failure. You
Fizzling
look
out.
at Breaking Bad's legacy. You look at Better Call Saul's legacy. You look at The Sopranos' legacy. Fantastic, great shows that were consistent and ran well. And this is a problem that not only Game of Thrones had, but Disney has, is that their legacy will in the future be of these disasters, disaster after disaster after disaster. Can they turn things around? Yes. But by doing so, the people they were trying to ingratiate themselves with in the past will try to destroy them. And they may not be a lot in number, but there are a lot of connected people who push this agenda. And they know how to bring companies down far better than any normie.
They're like
Yeah, well,
cockroaches.
Game of
They're
Thrones was a very good show. They just ruined it at the end, and then House of the Dragon is okay, but they can definitely do it better. At least it's not woke or anything like that.
Well, I mean, House of the Dragon started out so strong in season 1, and then of course it's gone down the same path that destroyed Game of Thrones at the end. Like, you're making decisions that are just, statistically stupid. You're not following. You're changing things for a modern perspective instead of actually following the lore of what you should, and it causes
Oh, I forgot
problems.
about the last. Oh, yes, yes. I know what you're talking about. Just forgot about that lesbian thing. Oh, God.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Damn it. And that is why we have a problem with such huge hiatuses between the seasons, because I really forget things.
Yeah, and it's because what's her name? Gosh darn it, I can't think of her name. Not Millie Alcock. That was the first Rhaenyra. What's the second one's name?
Oh, yes. Oh, God.
Yeah, Emma Darcy. Yeah, she because she identifies as non-binary, and I just think that's a way of saying, like, I'm bisexual, but I'm like, she's like, she's with a guy. I don't know, whatever. She's the one who wanted that in there. They just wanted that crap in there. I think it's a weird way of saying I'm bisexual or some shit like that.
I'm non-binary, which means I'm bisexual built by Bethesda. That's what it means, folks. I just don't quite work properly for some reason, like Starfield. But I think it's very important to really flesh out these topics, and that's why we may not cover as many topics, but by fleshing them out, you guys can really chew into it and get everyone's perspective. But on that note, I think we've chewed through this topic quite nicely.
Well, I just have one thing to say left.
Okay.
One thing. So about the Emma Darcy situation, I just want to say this is one of those many examples where instead of the actor acting in a role, instead of that, now the new trend for like the past 6-7 years is that the character has to be written like the actor who's playing them. I mean, they have to reflect the actor. So it's like the opposite. And that's why we have Emma Darcy and her character changing because of who she is in real life, which is an absolute travesty, and it goes against everything that an actor should be. Like the whole premise of acting, it's absolutely destroyed by these new stupid things. I just can't. Like Jason Momoa as Aquaman. Why? He doesn't have anything to do with Aquaman. He's just Jason Momoa in the role. I mean, I like him in the role. It's fun, but that's not Aquaman.
You like his abs.
I mean, that's just Jason Momoa. I mean, whoever played Aquaman, he's going to have abs anyway. He's going to be blonde with blue eyes. Great. For me, that's better. I prefer that. So,
well, it's known colloquially as the Pedro Pascal effect. It used to be known as the Rock effect. It's the effect of this person is so well known as this particular thing, then it becomes that thing. I think the first person to really embody it was Hulk Hogan when he got into acting. It's like, dude, you're Hulk Hogan. He
was just Hulk Hogan, though.
Exactly.
Like, that was what he was even in the movies. Like, he was just Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
And that's that one thing.
And that's what people expected, though. It was expected.
Mr. Nanny? Wasn't that?
Yep.
That's what it was? Yeah.
Yep.
Like, it was just ridiculous. I mean, because you're like, that's Hulk Hogan. And look,
Yeah.
I'm a fan of The Rock from WWF those days, right? I love The Rock. A little iffy on some of the things he's done, recently. But I still like his movies. He's still just The Rock.
Exactly.
He'll always be The Rock. He's not Dwayne Johnson. He's The Rock.
I imagine, guys, just to wrap this topic up, if Brock Lesnar was an actor, it's like he's just Brock Lesnar in everything. Okay, this is the thing, because some professionals, right, make a career on just being themselves, and the industry needs all the talent it can get, so it just throws everything against the wall and sees what sticks. And if a prominent person wants to be involved in something, they often, not always, but often get their way. And speaking of prominent people who might not be getting their way for much longer, because wow, what a topic. This topic completely blindsided me when Empress shared it to me. And I'll write that down for a solid hour, 9 minutes and 50 seconds. 2.3 is Keira Knightley lols at trans folks. Stunning, shocked journalist. So, Empress, why don't you provide some context for this situation regarding Keira Knightley and why she probably won't be around for too much longer?
Oh my gosh, poor Keira Knightley. Okay, so this comes from Colin Rook over on Twitter. So, new actress Keira Knightley laughs out loud after a reporter asked if she was aware that trans allied people are boycotting Harry Potter because of J.K. Rowling. Question: you are voicing Professor Umbridge in the new Harry Potter audiobooks. Are you aware that some fans are calling for a boycott given J.K. Rowling's ongoing campaign against trans people? Knightley: I was not aware of that. No, I'm very sorry. Laughs. Okay, we're just gonna play it because there's no point of me just
I saw you're
reading it.
voicing Professor Umbridge in the new Harry Potter audiobooks. I was wondering,
Turn it
are
up.
you aware that some fans are calling for a boycott, given J.K. Rowling's ongoing campaign against trans people?
I was
No,
not
I just
aware of
turned
that.
up.
No, I'm
That's
very
Max.
Okay.
sorry. I think we're all living in a period of time right now. We're all going to have to figure out how to live together, aren't we? And we've all got very different opinions. So I hope that we can all find respect.
I saw you're voicing.
Oh my
Okay, I'm-
God, the
I'm-
horror. Let's respect
Guys,
everybody.
Guys, the moment she laughed, I had the Saruman meme in my brain. So you have chosen death.
Yeah.
Because she has effect, and I know people will say, "Oh, we're past peak wokeness, folks." No, it's in retreat. This lady has literally taken a gun to her career and shot it in the head by saying
But it
this.
couldn't be at a better time.
Oh,
That
true.
whole pendulum is going back the other way. She might be fine. We'll see.
And I
And she's
hope
in the Harry
so.
Potter world where they have to deal with J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling still has say in this stuff, so we'll see.
I hope so. But we've been going through this for the past decade now.
I
The
know.
culture war seems to be never ending. And if you scroll up, Empress, so we could actually, see, because I know you said it before, but there are particular things about this statement that need to be picked apart. First of all, folks, what the hell is a trans-allied person?
Somebody
who
that
needs a-
beats trans asses for no reason.
Yeah.
Somebody who has nothing else better to do and has no life and probably actually lives with 47 roommates and 82 cats. Look, and I got
That's
cats, so I'm
insane,
not going to knock
anyway.
anybody for cats, but
So a New York commune,
Yes.
which Zoran Madani or whatever his damn name is going to
Zoran
promote.
Mondani.
Yeah, that. But what a weird way of spelling mentally ill. Trans-allied, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Oh,
These are just the
God.
ass kissers that push the ideology but have nothing to do with it outside of that. Because remember, these are the white cis liberal women almost always that
Yep.
have no actual drive in life, so they go and attach themselves to something unpopular in order to give themselves some kind of meaning in life. Because people generally thrive in adversity. So this is a great thing to attach yourself to, because you're going to get adversity if you're trans allied.
And
Yeah,
the creepy
and-
feminist men.
Let's point out, folks, right here, right now, that when she made this statement, right, and when she laughed, that laugh was partly instinctual and partly nervous, right?
Mm.
So in a sense, you could say it's organic, but we know how the opposition operate.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you turn on them in any way, shape, or form, you will be targeted, folks. And Keira Knightley, whether she knows it or not, she's painted a target on her back. because even if the opposition are losing popular support, they still control the institutions on an administrative level absolutely everywhere in the Western world. They may not be in direct power, but they have tons of influence still.
Well, I do have a theory though, because I know about some actors like Kevin Sorbo and others that got their career cut off from Hollywood and they are making their separate indie movies now because they decided to completely go against the ideology there. So Keira Knightley didn't have any movies of prominence for the last 15 years, as far as I know, at least. Since she did that movie with Orlando Bloom, Kingdom of Heaven or whatever was it. And then the Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't remember anything that is like more famous than those movies. So maybe she is already ostracized from Hollywood because she is voicing an audiobook here, and maybe she is getting whatever she can get. So for her to say that is not much of a risk because they already know where she stands. That's just my theory, though.
Oh, it's understandable because Keira Knightley's career, quite frankly, in my view, is underrated, considering what she's been in and how well she's done in the various roles she's participated in. But it's like we talked about in the first topic, the oligarchy, the creator cliques, and, climbing the greasy pole. That's exactly how the Hollywood system operates. That's exactly how the political system operates. In fact, who do politicians have most in common with? Content creators. That's why they don't like us. Whether people want to accept it or not, folks. But I will point out that you step out of line in Hollywood. If you don't have a trans child in Hollywood, you ain't getting a career. And that's documented. All these Hollywood actors and actresses who are transing their kids. Okay? It's a big club. You want to be in it? You play ball. Now, thankfully, this situation is a bit different because of the connection to J.K. Rowling and the Harry Potter franchise, and how J.K. Rowling, who is a left-wing person, no denying that, who simply believes in biological reality. Now she is far right, or believing, believing women do not have a penis. In the same way that I'm a criminal for not recycling.
I mean, like a few weeks ago, I saw a guy that was dressed in like women's clothing walking. Outside when I was walking my doggies, and I was like, this is so disturbing. I never seen anything like that in my life in person.
That's cross the street material right there. Really? Cross the street. You see that coming on your side of the street? You cross the street.
Which just goes.
So he was like going in the park against me, like going towards me, and I was trying to go like, around.
Do you know who else is in the park, folks? Children. That's where it was going. But in all seriousness, ladies and gentlemen, if the poison that we are facing can spread deep into the Balkans and into Eastern Europe, no one is safe from this. This is a disease, and it has to be treated as such. It needs to be, quite frankly, isolated, contained, and destroyed like you would any other pathogen. But folks don't see it that way, unfortunately.
I just hope that that lovely author here. Not Keira Knightley. I just forgot her name. Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling. I really hope that she does not want to turn her characters black, because last time I heard she was like even denying that Hermione, whatever her name was. She never actually described how she looks like. She could be black. I'm like, what are you talking about, JK? That's not true.
Because you have to understand that even though the left eat their own, they'll still be loyal to the ideology, and J.K. Rowling is. Which is going to bite her in the ass again and again and again. Why? Because of her own personal experience, right-wingers tried to wipe out her franchise. It's as simple as that. Remember when Harry Potter could summon the devil and all that fucking nonsense. Huh? Remember that?
I'm
You
not
guys
sure.
are all old
At
enough
the
to
end,
remember that.
the end of the day, J.K. Rowling, she's one of them. She's 99.9% one of them. She hates our guts. She believes nothing that we do except for this one thing, this one individual thing. And I look, I don't give a crap about Harry Potter. If you like Harry Potter, great. I tried reading a book when I was in high school and I thought it was ass. I saw the very first movie when I was 16 years old, and my parents took my sister and they're like, "You want to go?" I got off work and I was like, "Sure, why not?" I thought that was ass. But great. If you love the world, I'm not gonna knock you for it. She doesn't believe what we believe. So at the end of the day, yes, this is one topic. I will be like going good for her because it's common sense, I guess. But I don't give her the praise that some people do. And quite frankly, Keira Knightley, she was laughing out of instinct and nerves because she was like going, it's almost like I didn't know this was going on and I didn't really care. And the fact that she just chuckled briefly, yeah, they're gonna nuke her for it.
Oh, yeah.
And if there was ever to be another the final Pirates of the Caribbean movie 6, which I love all the movies, I know they got worse as they went
Oh,
on, but I
yeah.
still liked them. She's probably never going to be in it because they're never going to bring back Johnny Depp or her now. So Pirates of the Caribbean ended with the 5th movie.
And people need to understand that we're dealing with a mindset that destroys people from the inside out. Okay, this
Yeah.
is what needs to be pointed out because they're willing to play whack-a-mole. We're not, because we're not a collective and they are. Which is another great thing about the network, is that you can form a collective out of individuals, and it's a lot more versatile than a collective ever can be. The difficulty is keeping it all together and stopping it from killing itself, which is why you need a central hub. That's where I come in. But yeah, I was going to make a comment about Ryan being like, I read the book and I thought it was ass. It's like breaking news. An American can read. Like,
It's true. I can read.
It's like, no way. No, imagine a gun-toting American who can read the danger signs. That's terrifying. That really is. Damn.
I know we have guns and we can read. That means that we might actually be able to take over the world.
Dangerously. But looking at this situation, I say best of luck to Keira Knightley. I say best of luck to J.K. Rowling. I say best of luck to Black Snape. I say best of luck to the guy now playing Dumbledore, because most guys who play Dumbledore don't live to play Dumbledore.
Dude, he's old. Lithgow's old, man.
Lithgow is old, but damn, man, not John Lithgow. Let's not do that.
I know, but it's like you're just asking for it playing Dumbledore, bro.
I know
Well,
he
what
is.
about Jared Harris? Huh? Jared Harris would have been a great guy to play Dumbledore because he was the son of Richard Harris, who originally played Dumbledore, who sadly died after the second film.
I mean,
how old is he now? How old's the kid?
Oh, he's got to be in his 50s or 60s. But then he would say, Harry, RBMK reactors don't explode, Harry. Because he was in Chernobyl. He was in the Chernobyl show. But I think we have exhausted this topic as far as we could. So let's move on to the last topic. Last topic of today's show. And let me write down the timestamp before you dive into it, Empress. Okay, okay. 1 hour, 23 minutes, and 30 seconds. Take it away, Empress.
Thank you. So Netflix shut down the first dream of Stranger Things theatrical finale and may have drove them to Paramount. So first, before I continue, I just want to say I just love Stranger Things. And I would love to see a theatrical finale. So to me, this is a huge bummer. And yeah, that's really what I want to say. It's a bummer. So
I have no idea what Stranger Things is, but when I
Really?
think of an illegal immigrant, I think of what you're seeing on screen. Netflix denies Stranger Things film finale as Paramount pounces, which is kind of ironic considering, Paramount, I think it was Paramount or Warner Brothers, one of those, wanted to buy each other out. And I'm thinking to myself, are you in a position to swallow up a company at a time like this? But go ahead, Empress.
Yeah, well, Stranger Things is one of those pretty intelligent shows. The Duffer Brothers are really unique in their delivery of the story. It's based on real events, experiments that shall not be named. It's really
I'm
horrific
sorry,
stuff.
this was based on a real. This is this what happens when we douse Atreus in radiation? It's like, how is this based on real events?
Sorry, it's the experiments of the children that are done in the series, not the Demigorgon part. Not
man,
everything. Not
I'm like,
everything.
if this is based on real events, then I
Oh,
want
thank
whatever
God, no.
made that.
No, thank God, no.
Wow.
Okay, so continuing,
Damn.
when Stranger Things launched in 2016, Netflix didn't just debut the hit show, it built an identity. The streaming giant became synonymous with cinematic television, binge culture, and the illusion that creative freedom could thrive in an algorithmic world. But now, nearly a decade later, that illusion is fracturing. As Variety revealed in its comprehensive feature of the Stranger Things final season, the Duffer Brothers wanted one last monumental gesture for the fans, a theatrical release of the show's finale. They imagined millions of views sharing the end of Hawkins together on the big screen, hearing that iconic synth theme echo through theaters across the world.
And
Yeah, I'm really
Netflix
surprised they
no.
wouldn't jump on this. Like, why wouldn't they want to put this to the theater? It would do incredibly well.
Oh, it's absolutely, folks. There's a reason Netflix won't do this. For the same reason Blockbuster didn't collaborate with Netflix to get into the digital medium, right? I live on land. I'm not going to swim in the ocean. Netflix is built for digital media. Why on earth would they sully their brand with physical cinemas? It's like, to them, because they don't believe in it. They don't believe in it so much they annihilated physical media. In fact, their company is purpose built to annihilate physical media. Have you? Because I know you quoted this, Empress, but of course, creative freedom isn't going to thrive in an algorithmic world. You can either have creative freedom or you can appeal to an algorithm.
Netflix does release to theaters, though. They do have movies in the theaters. They have one right now.
Yep.
They do theaters. They get K-pop Demon Hunters in theaters now.
Wow.
Yeah,
Like,
so
they do theater releases. So
Well,
how
it's
does
to
it
me,
make
it's
sense? Yeah.
surprising that they don't do a theater release and after a month put it on Netflix or something. I would
it's
think
in the
there's
name,
huge
though.
money in this.
K-pop Demon Hunters, part K-pop, part Demon Hunters, part Let's Sing and collaborate with Fortnite. It's not exactly a traditional Netflix show in a sense, like Stranger Things is.
Right.
No,
I just
very
think they would
true.
clean up if they did it.
I mean, but you have movie star level actors in Stranger Things. I mean, they easily would probably just pick up and insert. And I don't know why you wouldn't do it because again, I haven't watched Stranger Things. I know that there's a lot of people who love it. One day I'll probably get there. But I think you would probably do drastically better than most of the movies in theaters as of right now. So I think this is a massive miss for Netflix.
Exactly. It's just amazing show. It has great story. Like you said, the actors are wow, and those kids grew up on the screen. Like Millie Bobby Brown became famous because of this. So yeah,
it's such a pop culture show. It's huge in pop culture. You put this in the theaters, and you're taking the people who have seen it. Maybe they walked away from the show, and we've seen that happen. Right now, that it's in theaters, they go again. Okay, their appetite's wet again for freaking Stranger Things. They go and buy Netflix again. They're back on Netflix, and then you start putting out other pieces of like Stranger Things stuff. I mean, I think it's crazy not to put it in theaters. It's waiting for it. It's ready.
as we've seen with Game of Thrones, characters growing up in a show is not necessarily a good thing. Of course, the creative direction for Game of Thrones was completely different than that of Stranger Things, especially towards the end. I may not know much about Stranger Things, but I think the people who are making it know how it ends. Okay, folks, I think
Yeah.
they've got that squared up.
But it's dumb. Here's another thing, right? Because Paramount can get it, right? Because Netflix owns the streaming rights to the show. But clearly, if they're entertaining Paramount, then the Duffers brothers own the IP, right? And they do whatever thing they do with Netflix to make money and push it out there. But if they can go to Paramount, that means Netflix is actually just saying we don't want to do it because the money's there. They're like, let Paramount do it. It's a massive mistake. Huge.
Yeah.
It's also a massive mistake too
Although you
because of
have
the controversy they just went through with Elon Musk. I mean, he put them on blast, and people were canceling their Netflix right and left.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, you need to save face. You need to actually get out there and do something that's bold because it's going to pay off for one, and two, people might go, okay, I might reactivate my Netflix. Because
Yeah.
people have short attention spans. They got to go to work. They got to take care of their families. They're going to go, wasn't there like something about Netflix, a while back? It was like,
Put a
I
QR
think so,
code
but,
in
like,
the in
whatever.
the
theater.
in the credits, right at the end. So you
often-
sign up. There you go. Boom.
You can often find out why people or why companies are doing what they are doing, not through the cause, but through the effect, folks. And I think the effect of this, which would to be heavily damaging to Netflix and help Paramount, is for a very important reason. It's to ensure the streaming bubble doesn't burst. You see, Netflix can take a hit, man. They're number one in the streaming world. They can take a few
Absolutely.
bloody nose punches.
The big
Paramount
one.
cannot. They
This
can't.
is Netflix's like biggest draw, and they're saying no, thank you. It's a
Yeah.
huge mistake.
And
It's-
I think because of that effect, the reason for saying no to it is for the cause. And what is the cause?
Oh, I get it.
It's to keep the streaming bubble alive because Paramount need a fucking win right now. They really do. And if they can succeed in making a Stranger Things film, think of all the funds they could get. They could buy Warner Brothers out. Warner Brothers won't say no after Paramount succeeding this time. And then the streaming service world will be in a stronger position. So I think
But
this is
going to be like
short-term pain.
splitting up Spider-Man across Disney and Sony. So you got your Stranger Things that are over there on Netflix, but now the movie's Paramount in the theaters, and then it's going to go to Paramount Plus. It's not going to go to Netflix, not right away.
Mhm.
And now people are going to go to Paramount for the movie. This is just so stupid.
It's,
They
yes.
did not think this one through.
it's absolutely obnoxious, and as somebody who's like a wrestling fan,
Yeah, and
like, I
obnoxious,
remember the WWE Network. Like, I thought that was a great idea,
Mhm.
and then all of a sudden it went over to Peacock, and now it's being transferred over to ESPN Plus. And it's
Yeah.
like, just stop it for one. I'm sick and tired of all the streaming platforms, and Netflix being the biggest one and the longest running one. I remember when like there was Netflix DVDs in the mail. I know because I was a mailman at the time. So it's like this is just a massive loss on their part. Like somebody else is going to pick this up and run with it, and you're going to look like the asshole in the room who went, I don't think so.
Yeah.
And because Stranger Things logo, everything is red. Netflix. I mean, people associate Netflix with Stranger Things a lot. It's one of the shows that put them on the map. It's running since 2016.
And,
Yeah,
amazing.
Stranger
for
Things.
future
Why I got Netflix. It's why I
And-
got
and-
Netflix.
and for
Yeah, exactly.
future reference, folks, this topic, this situation is living proof that when a cause or an action doesn't make sense, look to its effect to find the reason for it happening. Because you brought up Disney and Sony with that Spider-Man collaboration. Marvel in the 90s was so desperate to keep their head above water that they were selling off franchise rights. And in the short term, it was devastating for Marvel to lose complete control. But in the long term, it gave them the breathing room they needed to become a dominant force, to get bought out by Disney, who in the early period really did take it to the next level before ultimately shitting the bed.
They
But
did.
go ahead, Empress.
I'm sorry, my apologies. Furious Dan is here. I just saw him.
Okay, Dan, what the fuck are you doing here? We
Where
talked
is he?
about this. You can't
was here
just
earlier.
invite. You
I'm
can't
gonna
just
hit him with a
invite
chancla, Dan. I'm gonna freaking animate this right in your face, buddy. You're gonna...
I just
Dan,
see him.
Dan, you're
now.
not professional enough to be on this show. We talked about this. He
Oh,
thinks
he's
he
in the
can just,
background.
he can just he thinks he can just invite him. We want you on Wednesdays, Dan. Wednesdays, Friday. Hell, I'll even put you on Mondays. Okay, but this is where the big boys play. This isn't a place for you to simp. Okay,
Oh,
and
come
say
play
on.
little funny
games while
Spanish
everyone else is
words.
talking.
He's already here. He has
This
the
is a
Pokemon
police
show.
Huh?
I
I'll
mean,
I'll let the lady decide whether you can be on. Okay, I'll let
I'm
her
just
take.
I'm just gonna observe what's going on because I couldn't catch up with topics because of the job.
You're
So how's
on.
it going,
You're
guys?
on.
What's
Empress,
up, Dan?
Dan,
Hey,
Don't make
hey,
me
Dan.
do it, Dan.
Why is this an
Let me
echo?
fucking hit you with this.
hey Dan, what's
Uh,
going on, man? I'm glad you're
Oh.
here because now I have a pinpointed location to call ICE and let them know where you are.
oh
Oh,
no.
thank you. You could actually escort me and tell them to give me some free tacos from Roadkill's truck. How about that?
No, I'm just gonna let everyone know that to me, Dan looks like a Stranger Things character, and I'm
He's
not
got the red.
alluding to them.
Hey,
And I'm
that's
not
pretty
Not
cool,
a
though.
Stranger Things character. That is a well-designed red wolf that represents me. That's the Furious one, okay?
But you're
Well,
not gonna furry yourself anymore with that
No.
thing that you had going on. That's good.
Why
That's
is
good.
everything is a furry to you guys?
You
You're the
turned
furry.
yourself into a furry, Dan. I was
He
there. I
did.
saw it.
He did. He had a full setup, rig, everything, and it was weird. But I
It
will
looked
point
so
out
weird. There's this little
Well, I was
fox or
trying to
wolf.
make my own avatar to
was
make
like, don't
myself
do
look
that.
classical.
it is
Don't do
great
this.
to have Furious Dan here, folks, because Furious Dan is a fantastic example of the mindset that the network wants to promulgate absolutely everywhere. And that is, not only does it take all sorts to be a content creator, but dare I say, anyone can do what we do. Good, bad, ugly, deluded, sharp as a tack. If you have an internet connection, you can be a content creator, okay? And that's probably one of the main bonuses of Dan, because I don't understand this man. I don't understand how he thinks. I
Listen,
don't understand how he.
no
I
one
don't
understands me when I actually speak something that's actual fact. People will understand what I'm talking about. There's a lot of
exactly.
stuff going on with the gaming industry. I just bashed Grand Theft Auto 6 just recently on
Oh.
X. Said it right there from the door. $100 for a game. That's $100 towards a
Well,
you could
have
put it
you
this way,
ever-
towards a collector's edition.
Well, Dan,
First,
have you ever watched Stranger Things? What do you make of that franchise?
Yeah, when I was with my daughter, yeah, a few years ago, but I stopped watching. I canceled Netflix like 2 years ago because it went too expensive, and it started to become woke at that time. So I was like, you know what, I'm done. And I didn't
Well, it
like
might
it. Plus,
go
there
to-
was a lot of shows
Well, it might go to Paramount before
Mm.
long.
like Chicago Fire. I canceled the show. I canceled Netflix because of that. I used to watch Chicago Fire until I saw a episode that they about the two fire ladies. One, it was the boy-headed black lady with the glasses, and then the other lady, and then her child calling her moms. I'm like, nah,
What?
I'm done.
What did they name that episode? Fire?
Basically, you could call it that way.
I
Yeah.
have no idea
Damn.
what you're talking about, but you have to continue with the
It
article,
was
guys.
it was a show called Chicago Fire. I stopped.
Yeah.
I used to love watching it because of Chicago PD, and when they became to that row with after like maybe 2 years after COVID, it was episodes that were really not related to me. So I stopped
Dan
watching
is-
episodes altogether.
Dan is referencing an American show.
Yeah.
Dan, here's an interesting challenge. Find out where Bulgaria is on a map, and we'll get back to you. But in regards to this situation, folks, it is a missed opportunity. But as I mentioned previously, before Dan's arrival, I think it is for the cause of protecting the streaming bubble, because the streaming bubble should have burst years ago, and it is like the housing bubble. That should have burst years ago as well, but is being kept artificially inflated because the opposition want digital entertainment. They want everything to be digital because it's far easier to command and control the society digitally than it is physically. Jay, what do you make of it?
I mean, yeah, I think yes, they see it as like we're gonna do the streaming thing. This is a big release. They don't usually do the big releases, right? But I just think it's short sighted because I think at the same time this is such a big pop culture thing that it could benefit them and streaming in the end. I just think they're very short sighted on the decision to not do it, especially since they have the option to go somewhere else and do it with Paramount or whoever ends up getting with them. I mean, it's a massive, massive miss. The amount of money they could make just from the theater release alone is crazy.
Absolutely. Why don't you scroll down, Empress, and see what more this article has to offer?
Well, I am already here. So,
good.
Yeah. So people don't get the experience to experience how much time and effort is spent on sound and picture, and they're seeing it in a reduced quality. Matt Duffer told Variety. More than that, it's about experiencing it at the same time with fans. It was a reasonable request from the creators who delivered Netflix its most watched English language series of all time. After all, the Stranger Things final season was built on a staggering 50 to 60 million per episode budget production value, easily worthy of an IMAX premiere. When Variety asked Netflix head of global TV, Bella Bajaria, about the idea for the show, her response was blunt. A lot of people have watched Stranger Things on Netflix. Bajaria said, I have no idea how to read that. It has not suffered from lack of conversation or community or sharing or fandom. I think releasing it on Netflix is giving the fans what they want. Sure, that was Netflix's final word.
I'm sorry for laughing, guys, but what kind of a name is Bella Bajaria? Bajaria.
India
It
for
sounds
sure.
like I'm ordering at an Indian restaurant.
It sounds like more like Baharia.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
You know how you say Maharaja? Well, like Baha,
yeah,
like a Baha.
I think Dan's actually right. Yeah, Bella Baharia.
Baharia.
Maharia. Okay, that makes sense. Sounds better. So, a missed opportunity for history. For the Duffers, the finale was more than a final episode. It was a farewell to an era. By refusing even a limited theatrical run, Netflix turned down the chance to create an event worthy of Hollywood history. Imagine fans lining up for one night only, watching Eleven face her destiny on a massive screen surrounded by the people who grew up with her. Instead, Netflix insisted on streaming exclusively, clinging to the same model that made it successful in the 2010s, but is increasingly limiting the 2020s. This wasn't just a business decision, it was a philosophical one. Netflix doesn't do theaters. It never has, save for a wildly successful run of K-pop Demon Hunters earlier this year that the company downplayed. And that refusal to adapt may have cost Netflix its most important creators. The Paramount pivot. As Variety reported, the Duffers feature lies not in Hawkins, India, but in Hollywood, California. What? Indiana. Sorry, yes.
If
Indiana,
Netflix were ever based in India, they'd be fucked. But please continue,
I'm
please.
sorry, guys. I was just thinking about that. From the back of my mind.
All right. It's all right.
My apologies.
No, your blooper actually comes at a very interesting time, Empress, because Netflix is not based in Hollywood. So Netflix is not Hollywood entertainment. We need to understand that. Netflix, and in fact, the whole streaming bubble, is a threat to Hollywood entertainment. So they have a vested interest in destroying it. Of course, they try to co-opt it. That's why you see Apple TV, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, and all the other Paramount Plus and all that. But we need to understand the context that Netflix is going to be attacked on all sides. Because if you can take Netflix down, you can take because it's a very wealthy company with a massive market value. If you can take Netflix down, you can take Disney down. And if you can take Disney down, you can take out most major entertainment companies down. You can certainly take down Paramount or Warner Brothers or others down if you can take down Netflix and Disney. So I think it's very important context there. Go ahead, Empress.
Yes. In August 2025, they signed a 4 deal with Paramount and Skydance, moving their Upside Down Pictures banner to a studio that still believes in theatrical experiences. Even though I have a great projector in my house, I still take my 4-year-old to the theater, Matt Duffer said. We get her a giant ice and giant popcorn. What is that? Excuse me, I'm not familiar with that.
An icy? It's an icy. So
Oh,
it's
an
like
icy-
a frozen drink. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Ever heard of 7-Eleven? It's India too. So
Okay.
It is true.
Ice. I never seen that. I'm sorry, I never seen that.
It's a
word.
slush. It's a slush. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. It's just something that we always wanted to do. We never had that
It's-
experience.
kind of like a soupy snow cone in a cup.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so that's it pretty much. I mean, yeah, that is it. It's a bummer. It's a bummer. So nothing we can do. I mean, even Logan actually this year he watched the whole series from start to finish, and I also rewatched everything with him because I forgot. With
Yeah.
pauses, I forgot that. I mean, a lot, even key moments I forgot. So I'm absolutely up to speed and ready for the final season. So this, to me, as a fan, comes as like, what? I would love to go to the movies.
It's going to happen. It sounds like it's going to happen, though. It's just not Netflix.
Look,
Yep.
the same mindset that brought down Blockbuster will be the same mindset that brings down Netflix. That which made you will destroy you. Okay? What made Blockbuster? The central hub of physical entertainment in regards to videos, okay, videotapes. All right. What made Netflix being the central hub of all things digital entertainment? The thing that makes you will ultimately break you. That's why sometimes, folks, it's dangerous being too principled.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
we came this close, by the way. Blockbuster, massive fail. You could have bought Netflix. We instead of watching Netflix, we could have been watching Blockbuster online or something like that. I would have much rather watched that.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if
Might have
Millie
survived.
Bobby Brown dissolved her fillers because God, it seems like she got so much work done at the age of 21. I'm like, what are you doing, Millie Bobby Brown? Stop ruining your face. It's crazy. Like I
Yeah.
watched that movie that was a Netflix movie. What was the name of it? Something, not the princess. I don't know what it was, but
What?
it was actually a pretty fun movie. But yeah, you can see all of her procedures everywhere. I'm like, what are you doing, girl?
She did that movie with Chris Pratt, right? Like,
Yeah,
not
never
that,
seen
like
it.
last year or something like that.
Damsel. Thank you. Sorry, Damsel. Thanks,
That's
Logan.
right, Damsel. Yeah, my dad watched that movie. You know, and not that, I guess, probably been like 6 months, but he said it was good. I'm like, he doesn't really pay attention to as much stuff as I do. I'm like, I see some problems, but I'd probably give it a watch.
Mm.
I mean, to me, it's fun. It was a just fun movie. Like I watched such movies since I was a kid. It was okay. I don't complain about that. I'm just wondering
Well, I
why
hate to
people do that to their faces for no reason.
Yeah. Oh, it's for the same reason. In fact, the overarching theme of this episode, folks, is beware of cliques. Because the reason they do that to their faces, Empress, is because it's a big club. You want to be in it? Fuck up your
Yeah.
face.
That
Right?
sounds
Yeah.
And if you don't abide by our rules, I don't care how many records you have. We'll P Diddy you in no time, because that's the kind of people we're dealing. Don't shake your head, Dan. That's the kind of people we're dealing with, where if you step out of line, even if you think you've protected yourself, you haven't. Not really.
technically we're getting screwed without Vaseline, Digny.
I'm sorry, Furious Dan. You can't
Okay.
even spell screw. Okay,
Screwed. Here you go. I spelled it for
or
you. When older.
screwed for that matter. You know what the biggest mystery is, ladies and gentlemen. Before we move on to future plans, the biggest mystery is how does Furious Dan have a job? So on that note, ladies and
By
gentlemen,
getting one, working hard for it, and owning the things they need to own,
There you
and
go.
Folks,
investing
Dan-
money.
Dan makes breaks for buildings, don't you know?
No, Dan,
Future
Dan
plans,
makes break for Walt Disney roller coasters and
He
construction
does.
vehicles,
and that's why they keep breaking down.
Yeah,
One
Wow.
right
just
now.
killed a kid.
49 minutes, 30 seconds. Since you're here, Dan, what are your future plans?
My future plan tonight is to stream Resident Evil, the first one, 1996. That's my future plan for tonight. And be able to complete the game. I don't know if I gotta complete it in one night because I'm gonna call it an early stream because I get up at 4:30 in the morning to go to work.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
Not
my
that
God.
nightmare, yep.
So
Yeah.
No, that's the
Yeah, I feel
American
his
dream,
pain.
Empress. It's the
Yeah, I feel his
American
pain.
dream.
I get up at
No,
3:45 in
thank
the morning.
Oh, Empress, I have worked 13-hour shifts before, straight
Yeah.
double.
Oh
And I used
no,
to be a
that's
valet driver
illegal.
for high-end cars too. So,
Oh no, I mean that's
You-
kind of legal
You
here.
used
I
to
mean,
park.
but I did
'Cause
it.
I
I
know
own a
what-
house and everything. I own a house
I-
and everything.
Okay, folks, this scares me because you were a valet driver for expensive cars.
Yeah, I drove DB7 Aston Martins, M3 BMWs. I had drove Yukons. I'm talking about I had drove Lamborghinis, over $250,000 cars, F-150s, Ferraris. Yeah, you name it, you call it.
You can't literally see my jaw dropping, folks, but I'm listening to this and I'm thinking, oh my goodness.
And,
But
and-
it's good to know your future plans, Dan. We appreciate you for being here. You're the hardest working American I know.
yeah,
And
and
it's great
monetized
to
on
have-
Twitch now.
Nice.
Oh,
oh,
good.
bravo.
Yeah, I got my
Good.
affiliated. Within 3 weeks, I got affiliated on Twitch. Even though
Nice.
I'm not a big fan of Twitch, but I do
Look,
it
they
because
won't-
if
they won't-
opportunity lands and you start making money with it, fuck it, might as well.
Folks, they won't ban Dan from Twitch. You have to be understandable to get deplatformed there.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So what about you, Ryan? What are your future plans?
You know what? I'm at a loss after we were bashing on Dan about stuff. No, so tonight I ended up missing Noise's show last Thursday, so he does a Thursday night show. So yeah, again, family stuff. I'm in the house by myself, 3,000 square feet, just me, so I can do whatever the fuck I want. I still do whatever the fuck I want. It doesn't matter. But no, we don't have to do family stuff because mom and sister are on their way to Arizona. So anyway, yeah, I should be doing that. And I think I'm done with StreamYards because it doesn't work well with streaming video games. They did an update and now there's an echo. So every time I share my screen to play the game, there's an echo and I hear me. And well, it makes me wonder why people listen to
the
me.
noise.
So,
The noise cancellation doesn't work properly now when you do it. It used to,
yeah.
because my mentor streamed Dustborn on StreamYard, and the first few shows were a bit fucky, but he managed to figure it out. It's a shame StreamYard there's a reason we're using it for free, folks. Let's just put it that way.
So I
But
might look at Eve Mew and see what that does, even though it's spelled Eve Mux.
yes, someone says it the way I say it. It's working. Evmew. Okay. Well, thank you for that. What about the 40K Empress? Empress, what are your future plans?
Oh, just do as much as possible all the 3 channels and OnlyFans. So yeah, just produce, and try to rest sometimes. Sometimes just one rest day a month. That's all I need. I'm gonna be fine.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. One rest a month. I wonder
It's
what
not that
time.
kind of OnlyFans, Dan, so take it easy.
Like,
What? What OnlyFans did? What?
I didn't do nothing wrong. What OnlyFans? Ew, no.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Dan, don't you
said
know
you?
the 40K? No, guys, let Dan, because Dan needs to know this. Dan, the 40K Empress has an OnlyFans account. What do you make of that?
That's her business on what she does with her OnlyFans account.
Simp.
How am I being a simp?
Thanks for what
Well,
I
because
use
I
it.
just showed up to the show, I'm not being a simp. I haven't gone to a reality-based show in weeks because of my job. At least I showed up. At least to give support.
Yes, he does great. He supports me. It's amazing. But yeah, I mean, only Empress. Yeah, that's a great thing, Finch. And
I
Dan
support
will get only
everybody.
Dan's. It's perfect. Yeah, I mean, I just can't wait for some site to be created where it has great reputation and you can upload, implode. You can upload
Yeah.
unlimited things without being like, well, I'm on this site, everybody Discord, and I don't, but I have to explain it every time that I don't, but still it's the best
No,
site to upload what I
that's the
want.
joke.
So
That's the joke I was making to Dan. It's like, go and check out Empress's OnlyFans, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, bro!" And then he types it in. He buys the subscription, expecting a fun time, and he's like, "Oh hell
Digley.
no, loco! What the hell is this educational video?"
Digley, you have a very, very, very dreamy mind to think like that. Okay.
At least I know what a dream is. So, what
At
about
least
you, Jay Viper?
you-
What are your future plans?
Well, my immediate future plan is a show immediately following this that I actually have to jump off for in like 2 minutes. But yeah,
Oh
that's
my
my future
God,
plans.
go.
Go,
Jimmy,
Power.
Jimmy.
In regards to my future plans, folks, make more videos, help host more shows, make more videos from said shows. You have a good show, Jay Viper. And my mentor will be on Cancel This Podcast in not 6, 7 hours time, folks. So over 7 hours, he'll be having a good talk with Jose and John over there. It's a Rumble exclusive show, so we won't be moderate, and we will probably be offending a lot of protected groups. So it's not for YouTube. It's not, guys, it's not for moderate consumption. So if you are a moderate, if you are how do I put this? If you're not a radical, don't watch the show. Okay, for your own peace of mind, please. Only radicals can watch Cancel This Podcast. But I appreciate everyone for being here. If you haven't already, like the stream, share the stream. Donations are always welcome, even at this late stage, and we appreciate you all. And yes, Rumble barely tolerates it because Cancel This Podcast could become the first creator community I know to get banned from Rumble, and not even Nick Fuentes is banned from Rumble. So that would be one hell of an achievement, wouldn't it?
That's very unfair too. And
I know.
And we're conservatives. Like that's very
Well,
unfair.
not everyone. As I said previously in the show, this is an alliance
But
of
technically,
it's an alliance of anti-leftists.
yeah. The way
Dan.
I'm seeing, don't tell me that Rumble is becoming woke-tards now.
Yep. Yeah, the Rumble CEO directly called out, canceled this podcast, and took them out of the creator program, effectively banned them from the creator program.
Wow.
Yeah. But that's a topic for another show, folks. In fact, my mentor will talk about it in 7 hours' time. So until next time, yeah, hopefully you will. So until
And
next time,
we're rating Jay, guys. We're rating Jay Viper. So go there, give him some support.
Go and check out that show. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, and no other degenerate groups. Bye for now, folks.
See
Bye
ya.
for now.